This is channeled information from a sixth-density positive being called Ra from Venus, and is now with the Galactic Federation. These beings are who answer our prayers and are a part of the Galactic Federation. A god doesn't exist in a controlling way, but rather, letting beings all over the universe make their own decisions so that they can evolve through the 7 densities of consciousness. Humanity is now in the 3rd density, rapidly awaiting the 4th density New Earth quickly approaching. These 5 books will help humanity awaken with this knowledge and have the opportunity to evolve to the 4th density New Earth if they choose the positive polarity. Listen to this series to learn how to evolve with this knowledge and information. Session 1, January 15, 1981.
We greet you in the love and in the light of our infinite Creator.
In Ra's vibration, the polarities are harmonized, the complexities are simplified, the paradoxes have a solution. They are one. That's their nature and their purpose. Ra has served with varying degrees of success in transmitting the law of one, of unity, of singleness to people of Earth. They have walked our planet. They have seen the faces of our peoples. They now feel the great responsibility of staying in the capacity of removing the distortions given to the law of one. They will continue until our cycle is appropriately ended, until our 3rd density harvest, with the possibility of that being in 2030. Ra made contact with the Egyptians, and at the same time, another 6th density social memory complex like Ra made contact in South America, and the so-called lost cities were their attempts to contribute the law of one. They spoke to one who heard and understood and was in a position to decree the law of one. However, the priests and peoples of that era quickly distorted their message, robbing it of the compassion which unity is informed by its very nature. Since it contains all, it cannot abhor any. Since there weren't any proper channels to enunciate, pronounce clearly, the law of one, they then removed themselves from the now hypocritical position which they allowed themselves to be placed in. Consider that the universe is infinite. Ra can assure us that there is no end to ourselves, our understanding, our journey of seeking, or our perceptions of the creation. That which is infinite cannot be many, for manyness is a finite concept. To have infinity, you must identify or define the infinity as unity, otherwise the term does not have any referent, likeness, or meaning. In an infinite creator, there is only unity. A simplistic example of unity is the prism that shows all colors stemming from the sunlight. In truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity, for all will be reconciled at some point through the mind/body/spirit we distort in various ways at this time. This distortion is chosen by us as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought that binds all things. You are not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. You are everything, every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity. You are infinity. You are love, light, light, love. You are. This is the law of one. The distinction between yourself and others is not visible to Ra. A separation doesn't exist between the consciousness-raising efforts of the distortion which you project as personality. Thus, to learn is the same as to teach, unless you are not teaching what you are learning, in which case you have done them little good. Group individualized consciousness is that state of sharing understanding with the other distortions of mind/body/spirit complexes, which are within the evident reach of the mind/body/spirit complex individual or group. Ra is speaking to the group and accepting both the group's distortions and Ra's distortions in order to enunciate, pronounce clearly, the laws of creation, more especially, the law of one. Ra isn't available to many people on Earth, for this is not an easily understood way of communication or type of philosophy. However, Ra's very being is hopefully a poignant, emotionally affecting Ra deeply example of both the necessity and the near hopelessness of attempting to teach. I, Jordan, am here to help Ra spread the law of one, hopefully helping them not feel that this teaching is hopeless, but that it will reach the masses. Each of the 3 group members are striving to use, digest, and diversify the information without distortion. The few who will illuminate by sharing this light is far more enough reason for the greatest possible effort. To serve one is to serve all. If an individual makes effort to act as a catalyst in general to increase the awareness of planetary consciousness, they surely are being of aid. Ra states that this is the only activity worth doing. To learn, teach, or teach, learn. Learn, teach basically means learning. To then one day share what you have learned by teaching it. Whereas teach, learn means teaching can help one to learn. There is nothing else of aid in demonstrating the original thought except your very being. and the distortions that come from the unexplained, inarticulate, or mystery-clad being are many. Thus, to attempt to discern and weave your way through as many group distortions as possible among your peoples in the course of your teaching is a very good effort to make. Ra can speak no more valiantly, courageously, or determined of the group's desire to serve. Ra is able to be available for communication because of the instrument's recent experiences with trance. She, Carla, is able to communicate their thoughts in the future. Each person chooses the mind/body/spirit complex for this particular life experience of this time-space. Ra suggests to nurture the instrument for a brief period of silence, then the repetition of the instrument's name, Carla. Repeat until an answer is obtained, then the laying on of the hands at the neck region for a brief period so that the instrument may recharge batteries, which are not full of the essence of this particular field at this time. And finally, a gift of water into which the love of all present has been given. This will restore this entity, for her distortions contain great sensitivity towards the vibrations of love, and the charged water will affect comfort.
This instrument is at this time quite fatigued. However, her heart is such that she continues to remain open to us, Ra, and useful as a channel. This is why we, Ra, have spent the time-space, physical time in one timeline of space. Space-time means metaphysical space not found in time, explaining how the distortions of fatigue may be ameliorated. Ameliorated means to make something bad or unsatisfactory better. Under no circumstances should this instrument be touched until she has responded to her name. I do not wish to take this instrument beyond her capacity for physical energy. It grows low. There I must leave this instrument. I leave you in the glory and peace of unity. Go forth in peace, rejoicing in the power of the One Creator. I am Ra.